the weekend, WWE 2K26 has some pretty exciting stuff going on that people have been talking about on the timeline, and I figured why not make a video on this, because it is something pretty important that I would love to see officially come to consoles soon again. So let's go on ahead and get into all that. But before we do, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. You guys have been enjoying the content. Let's go. WWE 2K26 on community creations has been a big topic of discussion over the last couple of days because one specific user out there decided that it was time to bring back the most recent tab to community creations. And here we are. Somehow, some way, the most recent tab is back if you are on PC, if you got that specific file that this user dropped. And not only that, you are now also able to get Xbox Series X and PlayStation 5 uploads on the PC, which is actually extremely interesting, being that we have not been able to do this at all in any official capacity all year long. This has been one of the most terrible changes, in terms of consumer experience, because we lost on so many uploads from PC. But obviously, if you are in tune, you can understand why it was done. And that's pretty much that. You know what I mean? But I do think that this is kind of cool, but it only affects really PC users. You're not going to see Xbox or PlayStation really involved in this because PC can't upload from PC to Xbox and PlayStation. They can only see what Xbox and PlayStation goes on ahead and uploads, which I think that if 2K is worried about actually having uploads go up from PC to Xbox and PlayStation, I do feel that this would be a cool middle ground for at least the PC users to be able to enjoy creations from the big creators that are on consoles. There are some really cool creations on Xbox and PlayStation, and when you hop on PC, it is really dead. You know what I'm saying? Like, there are over 40,000 pages of creations on Xbox, and when you go to PC, you see that there are like 3,000 or 4,000 pages. Like, the community shrinks by such a massive amount when you go from console to PC. So it truly is unfortunate, in my opinion, the way that, PC has kind of been outed. But again, from their shoes, right, I do understand why it was done, but I can also see why people are upset about it as well. Now, the most recent tab, this is something that I have been begging for, just to have it back. You know what I'm saying? This is something that I want to see back on Xbox and PlayStation, and it looks like it's just a toggle on and off button. Everyone's saying, oh, 2K doesn't want you to have it, and I do think that they've tried to limit the amount of nudes and explicit picture that you can see on the main page when you look at the most recent tab, because that is just the most recent uploads. So that, to me, I can understand why they went ahead and did that, but there has to be a better filter system so in the future we are able to get this feature back on our current generation consoles instead of just it being back on PC through what is a mod, honestly, at this point, right? Or a file, whatever you guys want to call it. We're just going on ahead and talking about it. But I do want to see that back. That is something that is super important, especially when you are like searching for wrestlers' attires and you don't see that, even though there was a nice little workaround on X, so there are different ways to get around that. But the most recent tab was so clutch compared to, what we have now, which is most downloaded, right? Which it pretty much leaves you with the same creations on the main page, because the most downloaded stuff is going to be from the very, very beginning of the year. So that's really where the disconnection is for me personally when I look at the most downloaded tab in comparison to missing the most recent tab, right? And this is not the only thing that has made the news. WWE 2K14 for the last couple of weeks has been back. There is a user on Reddit, if I'm not mistaken, that has brought back WWE 2K14 servers from the dead, which is absolutely insane. If you have a PlayStation 3, you can go on ahead and play this. If you have an Xbox 360, from what I know, you are out of luck. But it literally brought back all of the community creations. As far as I'm aware, there are people actively uploading to community creations right now on that game. And honestly, y'all, it makes me want to go out there and buy a PS3, even though I got the game on 360 at the moment. I do think that that is a really, really dope thing right now that people are talking about, and it is exciting. Like, I really would love to see that happen for 2K19 as well, but from what I'm hearing, 2K19 does have a lot more encryption and things like that going on. But 2K14, I mean, hey man, listen, that game is my favorite WWE game of all time. Like in terms of completion, I still think that gameplay for 2K26 is better, but 14 all around as a game, I mean, bro, whenever I think about that, that's like the golden era for me. When I think about 2K14, like just personally, just me speaking, like, so that is also beautiful. The fact that those servers are up and running somehow, some way. So that is definitely something that is noteworthy to talk about, because I do think that this is something that hopefully can affect other WWE franchise games, you know, that we've seen before. Because I do think that it does suck that a lot of these servers do go down like after a year and a half, 2 years. And I would really like to see some sort of like just way to support those games a little bit longer. You know, I understand 14 being down because, bro, I mean, it's been over 12 years, obviously, but like, I would love to see more support for these games, in my personal opinion. You know what I mean? But that's just that. And we got to go back and talk about the PC 2K26. Y'all, I might have to make a video on mods at some point. And not the mods that y'all may think like that are breaking the game. I'm talking about mods that enhance the game, right? Like the characters, the weapons, the different types of arenas. Like, it's truly amazing what you can do with 2K26 and the mods and all that good stuff. Like, that is pretty cool. Like, this is one of the better games for me to want to mod, because I feel like even when 2K26 is practically done and we get 27, 26 might be something that I come back down to, like, down the line, because the gameplay feels like so good. And then once you throw in, like, you know, the modded weapons and, you know, the modded characters and wrestlers from AEW and all that cool stuff, I do think that it does extend the longevity of the game. And I do feel that they are doing great work on that side of the community. And there is just so many things going on, right? And we still got that WrestleMania pack coming around. We're still waiting on that. We still don't know if Paige is coming or whatnot. We'll go on ahead and get into that at a later point. Hopefully we hear some more information if that is going to be a thing. But as of right now, we already know what's coming. Paige would obviously be a surprise. Only reason why I keep talking about it is because she was on them Instagram comments talking. You know what I'm saying? But hopefully we do see a patch soon. I would love to see a patch more aimed at universe mode, to be completely honest. Like something like, just something to, you know, just fix a couple things, you know, and obviously just update the game a little bit more. Obviously, y'all, they are probably working on 27 at this point. So like the odds of us getting a really large update at this point is probably really low. And some people have been asking, when are we getting the Catch Your Breath theme song that was actually in the last patch notes? It seems like that is coming soon, according to Cornell. If you guys don't know him, WWE 2K, you know, dev, he works very, very deeply on this game. And he also has a very large social media presence where, you know, a lot of people go to him to ask a lot of questions. So that's also something to keep in mind if you have been waiting on that Finn Balor theme song. But we're going to go on ahead and drop it here, y'all. This was a fun video, talk about all the cool stuff going around in the community, y'all. Even where there seems like there is like a dead zone at the moment within this game, there is still some pretty cool stuff going around and worth talking about. So we're going to go on ahead and leave it at that. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. You guys have been enjoying the content. I'm going to catch y'all. Peace.